Hi there, hello again. So I'm going to talk to you today about something that is perhaps, I think the expression is to put the cat among the pigeons, but it is something that I feel really strongly about, and this is being a spiritual person, and that meaning that you don't get angry or that you don't have feelings or that you don't take action, right? That somehow being a spiritual person means that you sit around and have opinions about what things should be done differently, and yet you don't actually do anything about it, right? Or that being a spiritual person doesn't means that you don't get angry, right? In some cases, spiritual people are the ones who we need them to get angry. Because what is anger? Anger is it's part of a weather system. It's a sign that something has gotten to a point that's no longer workable for the system to contain. And specifically what it means, unless you're somebody who it has an angry personality because you've been angry. So this is advanced mindfulness, right? So, and you can come and learn about this with me if you want. But what I'm talking about is that function of anger, which is to clear the decks. And if you really dig down into anger, it means that you're suffering with something that you don't want to continue, right? And being angry does not make you not spiritual. I guess maybe there's a capital S spiritual, capital P spirit person label that people are using, and I really haven't ever really been able to get behind that. And I have said many times that I'm just like everybody else, and that I'm just like normal human. I have a couple of learning differences and so forth, but other than that, with the exception of all the training and everything that I've put in, I'm just basically like everybody else. And I've gotten to the bottom of this anger thing. And I can really tell you that sometimes you need to just look into the roots of what it is that's making you angry. Otherwise, we can feel so sick. We can literally make ourselves sick. It can come up and break through the dam, right? Anger is like water. It builds up, and the water table gets higher and higher. Starts with dampness, but eventually it's flowing through, your living room, and then it gets to the point where it just breaks out. And that's when most people, anger gets a bad name, because for most people, they're holding it in until it gets too much, right? So what about addressing the underlying dissatisfaction in all of this? Okay, we're humans. Dissatisfaction is something that we experience, right? Be with that. This sort of toxic positivity, I heard somebody call it the other day, but the sense that, as a spiritual person, we can't do anything but be positive, or we can't have an opinion, or, all this stuff that's like 20th century, folks. And I'm not, be that way if you'd like. And I understand from the inside, I understand the desire to be conscious. I understand in my soul the desire to not hurt anybody, right? And let's not hurt ourselves. And keeping in emotions and not expressing ourselves definitely hurts us. It does. Over time, even if it doesn't hurt us physically, which usually it does, people have eating disorders, insomnia, right? But even if it doesn't hurt us physically, it hurts us mentally. It hurts our self-esteem. If we don't feel that our opinions are valuable, they're not valuable enough to share, right? I work with a lot of people who consider themselves to be, what do people label it, doormats. So I am a huge fan of a person who is a doormat. I adore doormats. If you identify as a doormat, please come and talk to me, because I want you to be in my Facebook group, and I would just love to hear from you, okay? Because the thing with doormat is taking a set of circumstances that happen to them and making a strategic decision to go out and be part of the solution in the way that they can. Believe me, being a doormat, I am there for you, my friends. I am totally there for you, okay? So I understand about doing things to keep the peace, right? I understand about making the decisions to not hurt somebody. I understand about not putting oneself first in that thinking, expressing my opinion in this moment is more important than not hurting somebody. I understand all of that, so I'm not going against that in any way. What I'm looking at right now is it's almost like, I don't know what it is. There's some sort of weird, there's some sort of weird smell going around where everybody's saying the same thing. Have you noticed? Not everybody, but a lot of people. It's like judging people for having an opinion that doesn't make sense to them. And I don't understand any of that stuff. So I'm here to see people. I'm here to see people and love them and see, the man or woman behind the curtain, right? In the Wizard of Oz. I see the wizard in you. I look at your astrology chart, for example, which is one way that I work with people. I look at that and I see genius there. I totally see genius. So if you haven't ever come and done a reading with me, I would love to talk to you. And especially if you're in that doormat variety, or if you're one of those people who's really trying really hard to be a good person, I would love to work with you and talk to you. Okay, so come and talk to me. But in the meantime, please, people, please don't bottle up all these emotions so that they make you sick. Please have your voice heard. Speak with love. By all means, if it's possible, as much as possible, speak with love. And yet, love is not just one thing, right? And love to the other person. If you're somebody who talks about unconditional love, that means it's to oneself as well. Unconditional means to oneself as well. So love is love. So speak with love. But please, speak. Right? If you feel comfortable. If it's something you feel like you could do, but especially on the anger thing, when you feel that overwhelming anger and the dam is about to burst, please understand, just say to yourself, wow, I really am in pain right now. I really care about what's happening, and I want this to end. I want the pain to end, right? And just that, you can have an enormous breakthrough with that. All right, loves. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.